And welcome everyone to a Pac-12 offseason chat. I'm Andy Katz, pleased to be joined by Oregon head coach Dana Altman. And Dana, yet again, let's look back first. In an unprecedented season for everyone, you guys put it all together late, making a great run deep into the NCAA tournament, ultimately losing to USC, a fellow Pac-12 school, and it was a great March for the Pac-12. Just if we could, just first putting a bow on everything that this team accomplished, navigating an incredibly difficult season.
Well, it was a tough year for everybody in the country. We had our two shutdowns that for 9 days each during the month of January that really, hindered our progress for a long time. But we were able to bounce back and win the Pac-12 regular season conference. And so the guys did finish strong after we came back in February. Made a nice run to the Sweet 16 where USC got us again. Their size and length really gave us some problems in both times that we played USC. Andy did a great job, had a great team, but it was a great year for our league. It was a great year for us individually, but so happy for the league. UCLA making a great run. Mick did a great job. Oregon State, really put everything together late, and Wayne did a tremendous job there. Tad's always solid, man. Their team played well down the stretch. USC, as I mentioned. So, to get 5 teams in and all 5 teams do well, was great for our league and gave us the kind of finish that our league needed, our conference needed.
Well, and I really think the Iowa game was a great sort of, showing of what that team was capable of. And when your team clicks, and we've seen this in the past, especially offensively, it just can be at such a high efficient level. When you look back at the season, how much will that game be one of your highlights?
It was one of our highlights. We had to play small, Andy, after N'Faly Dante went down in our 6th game with ACL, kind of took our size, although Frank Capane came on and gave us some good minutes. He joined our team at Christmas time and did a good job. But we played small for most part. And the guys, when the ball was moving and guys were hitting threes, we were hard to handle, but we were a little too dependent on the 3 ball, and our size or lack thereof defensively did give us some problems again against big, strong, athletic teams like USC. We had problems.
So I was at the NBA draft combine in Chicago, and I'm going to tell you a name that is buzzing about, and I think he's going to end up in the lottery is Chris Duarte. I definitely could feel, when you get this sort of your sense of a name. And last season I had it with Peyton Pritchard, and sure enough, went to the Celtics. And when he had opportunities, certainly earlier in the season, he took advantage of them. What do you anticipate, Chris in the draft, and, how he'll be able to make that transition?
I think Chris will make the transition very smoothly. He can really score. He can really shoot it. He's a good defender, good passer. So I think he's got a great feel for the game. He's older, more mature. So I think he's going to step right in and make a contribution right away. We've gotten a lot of calls on him, so I know there is a lot of interest. And I want the best for Chris. He came from junior college, was the junior college player of the year, had 2 great years for us. Really came on though this year. I mean, his shooting percentages were off the chart, 52 combined and 43 from 3. He really shot it well. Very efficient player. Didn't take a lot of shots to get his 17 points a game. So, I think NBA teams are looking at it. I think they're looking at his size, at 6'6" and good length. He can cover a lot of positions defensively. Ball skills have gotten better. His handle's better. He can get to the rim better than he could 2 years ago. So very pleased with his progress. And I think he's got a big time future. I think Chris will play really hard, work really hard. So like some of our other players that we've been fortunate enough to work with here in the last few years, I think he'll make the adjustment and make it very quickly.
All right, so let's spin forward to next season. you were into the transfer market before it was fashionable, before the portal sort of blew up. And this season is no different. Davion Harmon from Oklahoma, Quincy Guerriere from Syracuse, they will be joining your roster. Just first off, your thoughts on overall the transfer portal and Oregon's ability when it blew up to now of taking advantage of it.
Well, Andy, I thought a number of years ago with the grad transfer rule that this day was coming, that eventually everybody would be able to transfer one time, just like they were in all the other sports except football and basketball. I thought guys were going to be able to transfer. So we did see this coming. I didn't think it would come quite this quick, but I think that players having the freedom to go and play where they want is something they should have. They get one college career, they get one 4-year period, 5-year period, whatever the case may be, to play. And, I want guys that want to be at Oregon. I want guys that want to be here, because we know to accomplish what we want to accomplish, they have to know in their heart that this is the place for them. And so we're excited about the 3 guys that we got. Jacob Young is the 3rd guy beside Davion and Quincy. All 3 of those guys, are excited about being here. And, Joe played here, Jacob's older brother, and we recruited Quincy really hard 2 years ago. We thought he was coming 2 years ago, and we missed out. And then we're excited about Davion. So, those 3 guys added to the guys we got coming back, I think give us a pretty good core. If we can stay healthy, I think we can have a nice team.
Yeah, and I was remiss not to mention Jacob Young. I blanked for a second there, but I will tell you, in covering that team, he was one of my favorite players because of his energy, his athleticism, his ability to sort of want to take on the top defensive assignment for Steve Peichel at Rutgers. I think Pac-12 fans are going to really like him, watching him, because he plays with tremendous energy in every possession as if it were his last. So I think he's going to have an immediate impact for you as well. So up front, though, that's sort of where the injuries have been. What are you looking at?
Well, we've got, Dante's making great progress with his ACL. So we anticipate he'll be back when we start the season. Big Frank is a worker. He's going to make progress and got tremendous energy, a great personality. He'll be a leader for our team. And then Nate Biddle's coming in. And I think Nate, as a freshman, can give us some minutes. We do have to get him stronger, but he should be in the weight room right now. And he's here for summer school. And Isaac Johnson, a young man that signed with us 2 years ago, went on his Mormon mission and joined our team for the spring semester. I think Isaac's got tremendous upside. So we go from being a very small team last year to 4 guys at 6'11". And, if we can keep those guys healthy and rotate them, get the 2 freshmen a little bigger and stronger, I think they can make immediate contributions.
It's crazy this summer. It's not going to be 100% normal, but it'll be close to normal for us. And the fact that recruiting is returning, summer workouts are coming back, USA basketball's happening, obviously, at various levels. How much for you personally, while you may have been like, a little tired at times, I'm not speaking for you, but I know some coaches are like, enough already with some of the summer stuff. Now you're like, boy, we didn't have it. Bring it back. Can't wait to get back in the gym with my guys or even go out on the road.
Oh, absolutely, Andy. I've been fortunate enough to do this a long time. And, the summers are very important for building relationships with players and, just making progress, and not having that opportunity last summer. I missed it personally. In the recruiting days in the summer, we're not out that much, back, 30 some years ago when I started, we were out from June 15th to July or August 1. I mean, it went 6 weeks solid. But now, they break it up to the weekends and, we're home during the week and then we're out on the weekends. It's very, doable for coaches, to work with their teams, but yet get out and evaluate some young players that we want in our program. So it's great to be back to normal. Andy, are very close to normal. It's great to have the players in summer school, being able to work with them a little bit, seeing the progress they make throughout the summer, getting them in the weight room with Evan and really doing a good job of trying to condition and getting better shape. So it's great to be back. I'm glad the last 15, 16 months is behind us, and looking forward to crowds. I think players didn't have much fun this year, Andy. Imagine your college days, my college days, not being able to go out to eat, not being able to go to a movie, not being able to go to parties, dates, whatever. It just wasn't much fun, and their only outlet was ball games, and the excitement wasn't the same. Matthew Knight Arena, where we play our games, it just wasn't the same walking in without, 12,000 fans cheering you on, and wasn't the same going to Arizona and, not playing in front of 15 or 16,000. So I think our guys are really looking forward to getting back to that. They like that excitement, and they like the thrill of walking out on game day.
I hear you in every facet. All right, last thing, piggybacking off of that, schedule, which now you actually can put together in the non-conference, maybe potentially picking up games that you couldn't play last season. What do you have in the non-conference?
Well, we're excited about our non-conference. We're going to Maui. So that's always a great tournament. Our players look forward to that. Our fans look forward to that. So we've got Maui, we've got SMU coming in. We've got Baylor coming in. We're scheduling a neutral game in Portland. We've got a couple potential, but we don't have anybody signed there yet. So, we're going to be tested early, especially Baylor coming in. Baylor's owed us a game for a couple of years. We finally got Scott to come out Northwest. And so that'll be a good game for us. We'll be challenged. We got a lot of new people to blend in, Andy, so those preseason or pre-conference games are going to be really important to us this year. And the Pac-12, we've gone to 20 conference games like a lot of conferences have. So we had a couple there. Our non-conference, only 11 games now instead of the 13.
Just can't believe and so excited that it's all coming back the way we love it. Dana, appreciate it. Have a great summer.
All right, Andy, you also.